Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So, sorry if my voice is like terrible. I don't know why. But story time I made up when I was in 3rd grade. So, let's get going. Story time about how I found out my best friend and my mom were pranking me. So, I was in college. It was my sophomore year. And my best friend always came over to my house after school so we could fake study. Instead of studying, we talked about the teacher and the teacher's pet, along with some other students. And my mom would always ask my Bessie if she could come over for dinner. I didn't think anything of it. So every time after dinner, I would go to study, and my friend studies ahead of time, so don't worry. This time it was real studying. And it would just be my mom and my friend. And sorry, I didn't have the best handwriting, but my friend, and always hear my best friend and my mom. Sorry, I didn't really get that, but okay. Story time. Okay. Part 2 of how I found out my friend and my mom were pranking me. And okay, so what it said was, and it would just be my mom and my friend, and I would always hear my friend and my mom laughing and talking. And you might be wondering where the dad is and all of that, and all of this. Well, that's a whole nother story for a whole different time. Anyway, so one night when dinner was done and my bestie and my mom were talking and laughing louder than usually, and like I said, studying. So I went downstairs and I was going to ask them if they could hush up. But I had to be nosy and listen. And they were in front of a big piece of paper, and it had a list of ways to trick me. They were making a choice between telling me I was adopted or telling me my bestie was my sister. I was shooketh. I ran my butt down those stairs and I in front of them. They looked more shocked than me. They said the original, say it with me, it's not what it looks like. But I slapped both of them, even though it was a trick. I was in college. I was almost 20, and it wasn't funny to me. And a trick like that was too serious to be funny. So you won't believe what they told me after that. After they were trying to trick me because they needed to tell my bestie was actually in my family, not my sister though. She said I'm family friend's daughter. A family friend's daughter. The end. So now I'm gonna make up a story time myself. So sorry guys, gotta get something. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Okay. If it cuts off, that's because YouTube kicked me out. So. Okay. This is fake, just so you know. Story time about how I found my dad cheating on my mom. So, a little background information. At the time, I was in school. I was in elementary school. I was in 5th grade, and I did watch a lot of shows that I knew weren't really age appropriate on Netflix, but I did anyway. So I knew some stuff, like about cheating, drugs, alcohol, all of that, cursing, all of that. So this one day, it was raining really hard, there was a tornado warning and everything. We had to do the precautions just in case of a tornado. But there was early dismissal. But it was since there wasn't much people in my class. They were like, you can all walk home because they they were all trying to get the kids round up to get out and stuff. So they were like, if you show up home, just tell your parents that it was an early dismissal, or if they're not home, just text them or something. But it's the age limit is 8 or 9 and older, and you can stay home. So they already knew that. They just wanted to make sure because they were kind of too busy. But they said when they get the time, which was in 2 hours. So sorry. So we all went home, and mind you, most kids didn't show up. I said there wasn't much people in the class that particular day because some parents were smart and they didn't send their kids to school because they knew what was going to happen. So we all went home. We all lived close. The coincidence was we didn't all live in the same area, but we kind of all lived close to the school, the apartments, the homes, the townhouses, stuff like that. So it was not that far of a walk for me. It was only 10 minutes, but it was storming. But luckily I bought an umbrella. I always keep an extra umbrella, stuff like that, just in case of an emergency. So I was walking home with my umbrella, and then when I got home, I saw this black Toyota. It was not a truck. It was just a black Toyota car, and it was a Camry. And I was like, but I was not at that at first because I know sometimes my mom gets home from work early, but not today. She said she would finish up some extra work so that she wouldn't have to go in tomorrow. So she was gonna be at work until 8:30. So at the time it was 4 o'clock. So 4:30ish too. So I was like, this couldn't be one of my mom's friends because she always has. That's why I said I was iffy at first because she usually has friends over, but her car wasn't in the driveway, so I knew she was gonna work late. So I was really questioning this car. So I just went in my backpack, got my key anyway, and before I went in, I thought I heard something coming from the window. So my door is in the middle. There's a window here and then a window here. So it was very, very slight though. So I just went in, and then I heard yelling of a woman, and I was really confused. But my dad did work from home, so people would come to he was a lawyer, so the people would come to our house to tell him about stuff. So I thought it was just a person. But then I walked in, and then my dad was just like, "Hey, honey." But I looked around the dining table that the girl that he was cheating on with, she was hiding somewhere else. I didn't know at the time. But just so you know, the dining room, it's big, and then the kitchen is right next to it, and the kitchen has a really big pantry, so that's the setup. And then it also has like another closet. That was the original food closet, but now we kind of use it for like storage of like oven mitts, stuff like that, and pots and pans. So there's two like places she could have hid. Anyway, I saw that there was long red candles, short yellow. I'm just gonna go in detail. Short yellow candles, rose petals around, and a plant in the middle that we don't usually have, and a table runner, which we did have, but it was different. It was like a red carpet, but like silk instead of the other texture. So I was confused, and then I saw a heart frame, picture frame, with well, it was turned to the back, because like as soon as I was looking around, he turned the picture around, so I didn't really see, but I could see the outline. It was gold too. So then I asked my dad, and I was like, what is all this? And he had the audacity to say, oh, I set this up for your mother when she comes home. At first I was like, oh my gosh, that's so sweet. But then I remember she said she would be home late. And then I saw a fresh loaf of bread, steak and vegetables, and then vegetables and steak again. And it was 2 plates. So I was like, okay, that's nice. But the bread would get stale by the time Mom gets home, and the steak and vegetables would get cold. And then he just sat there for a good 10 seconds just in silence. And then after that long 10 seconds, he just said, I was just so busy. I forgot that the food would get cold. Because work and stuff and trying to get this all set up. So I was like, that makes sense, because he's done stuff by accident and not realized before. So I didn't think anything of it. So I went up to my room and so the house it's 2 stories kinda, but it's not that big. It's not that tall, but it's still a full 2 stories. So anyway, so I went up to my room and just texted, made TikToks, talked to my friends and stuff. And then I went to use the bathroom upstairs, but then I forgot it was on repair because they were trying to make it nicer, because the guys were saying you have to use the downstairs one. So I went downstairs to use the bathroom because I was gonna try to make a bunch of TikToks, so I couldn't let that get in my way. And besides, I had to go. So I went down, and since I was still a bit tiny bit suspicious, I know how to walk down the stairs without it making any noise. So I peeked around the corner where the dining room is. So the stairs is here, and then the dining room is that way. So I peeked around the corner because there was a wall here, and then the kitchen was right there. So I looked around, and then I saw this lady with a red dress, and her makeup was done. Her hair was brunette. It was super long, suspiciously long, with this. It's black. It's okay. So it was kind of nice, but it was this silk-ish, linen-ish color, and then at the end it was golden-ish rhinestones at the bottom of the sweater. And then my dad, I forgot to mention, was wearing a suit that was red with a rose tied into his pocket. So, mention, this was Valentine's Day. So, that's why, like, I didn't think anything of it that much. So then, I went and confronted them. Yeah, you're probably like, why didn't I just confront my dad? I confronted her because that was my mom's best friend since college. So I confronted both of them. I called my mother on FaceTime, and then I filmed both of them. You guys, and I tell you, she zoomed home. Like we lived in Maryland, and we lived in Silver Spring, and she worked in DC. So she must have been running red lights because she came here, like, I'm not even lying, in less than 3 minutes. So that probably like $1,000 worth of tickets. So anyway, she came and confronted both of them. My dad was kicked out of the house, and then she sued my best friend. But not the other way around, but like I thought she would sue both of them because they were like a couple. But she said she is not gonna sue her best friend for one reason. She didn't tell me until I was older, but it's because she had a boyfriend and then she stole her boyfriend. So they're still friends because it's like even now. So that's my story time. Thanks for watching. Bye.